Okay, this is Attorney Vince Davis. I'm with my co-host Cynthia Becker. This is The Secret, How to Fight Child Protective Services and Win. Cynthia, I'm getting a question on the Facebook Live feed. They want to know a number to contact you at. So
Sure. It's 626-594-5526.
Say it once again.
626-594-5526.
Okay, we're going to take another call right now. Line 5, Elizabeth from California. Elizabeth, did you have a story to tell or a question to ask? Elizabeth?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
I actually have kind of like both.
Okay.
So, back in February, that's when CPS got involved. I had an altercation with my husband. They had us do this plan, to do classes and stuff.
That's known as the case plan.
Right. So they assigned us to do that, but that's right when COVID-19 hit, because it was right in the beginning of March, so everything was shut down.
Mm-hmm.
So we couldn't sign up for our classes. They weren't taking intake patients or anything, new patients. So I had told my worker there's nowhere where I can sign up right now. Everything's on lockdown and shutdown. So she said, well, we're gonna have to go to court. You guys aren't complying. So she took us to court and had the judge remove my husband out the home. So they removed him out the home because we didn't comply. After they, stuff started opening, we started doing our classes. We were both living in two separate homes. We had another altercation in June. They left the kids with me. So in June, my husband went out, got drunk and came to my house, and we argued. I tasered him, and they ended up arresting me for tasering him. Even after I tried to explain to the cops that, he wasn't supposed to be here. There's a court order where he was removed out of the home. They didn't let me explain it.
Okay, well, hold on a second. What happened with the kids?
They ended up removing the kids. They ended up, the following day, I contacted my worker. They ended up removing the kids because they said that there was a second incident, so they had to remove the kids. My daughter ended up going with her father, and my son ended up going with my aunt. So right now we had court. So we had within 5 days we had court. The judge ordered for them to still remain detained. So I then hired, because I had a public defender, so then I ended up hiring an attorney, and we had court September 3rd. September 3rd we had court, and the judge was, kind of just saying, this is all ridiculous, none of this makes sense, let's keep the kids where they're at detained. And she goes, I really want to hear from myself and my husband. She's like, so I'm going to prolong this for another month. So now we have court on October 13th. There's a restraining order in place with me and my husband. So my question is, why, I don't know what to expect. I'm doing all my classes. I'm doing everything. I've admitted to, being wrong. I should have called the police, instead of tasering him. Now my daughter's father is, making up lies that, when I picked up my daughter, because I get her for 3 hours. And
Hold on, Elizabeth. You were right on the verge of asking that question. Ask me the question.
So my question is, I don't know what to expect, when court comes. I don't understand why she prolonged it.
Okay, I can tell you. It's real simple. The reason why she continued the case, that was an interesting word that you used, prolonged, but the case was continued so that you and your husband apparently can testify, or that you and your husband's counselors or therapists can testify. If you want the children back, apparently this judge wants more information. She wants to look you in the eye, look the husband in the eye, or look at your therapist in the eye and find out, is it safe for your children to go back home? Now, I'm a big proponent that children should be at home with their parent or parents, and if not, with relatives. But, you know, if you go to court and you have a domestic violence, or because of a domestic violence incident, and then while court is still going on and the children are in your custody, you have another domestic violence incident, you know, we have to kind of like look in the mirror and say, okay, that's, you know, that wasn't a good thing, right? And then there was,
Right.
you know, escalated violence with respect to using the taser. I think what happened, from what you've told me, is actually a benefit to you, all right? And if you've hired an attorney, you should speak with him or her and come up with a strategy that you can win this next hearing and get these kids placed back with you. All right? You know, like number one, you get your therapist on board to come testify, or your parenting instructor, or your counselor, or, you know, whatever it is that you can present evidence that you can impress upon the judge that this is not going to happen again. You know, judges, here's the one thing judges fear, in my opinion. If they give you the kids back and these kids end up injured because you and the husband get into another argument, guess who's going to be blamed? The judge.
The judge.
Right.
Mm.
You know, in my opinion, judges are like any other type of employee. They're trying to move up in the judge world, get promotions, get more responsibility, make more money, you know, and they can't have kids getting hurt or killed on their watch. Now,
Right.
that makes sense to you, though, right?
Right. But then, like, for example, last week, when I went to go pick up my daughter, the social worker is not allowing me to see my daughter because supposedly my daughter's father seen my husband in the car. So, and I said, okay, well, is there proof or anything? Because that's a lie. I was with my monitor, and the worker said, she literally told me, don't play dumb.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, okay, well, why am I losing my right to my daughter when that's not true? And she's not letting me explain. She's not answering my phone calls anymore. She's not texting me. My attorney has emailed her. They're not replying back.
Mm-hmm.
So now it's like I haven't even seen my daughter because I don't know, you know, what's going on. She just told me, the last thing she told me was, don't play dumb.
Were they
And
giving?
I said, I'm not.
Wait, hold on. Were they giving you unmonitored or unsupervised visits with your daughter?
No, it was monitored, and I would drive about an hour and a half to almost 2 hours with traffic.
Who was your
just
monitor?
to go see my daughter. My monitor was my sister-in-law.
So you want to make sure that your sister-in-law is available to testify, you know, in person or on Zoom, whatever they're doing in your county. And I'm not asking you your county, but whatever they're doing, so they can testify that, hey, you know, the father wasn't there, that it was not accurate, that it's not true. But, you know, I have to tell you something, and I'll tell this story after the next break. You know, a social worker's biggest fear is that you and the father may be still having contact with each other when there's a restraining order in place, and, you know, or you're not being honest with the worker about this. And, you know, they have those concerns. You know, one of my mentors is a guy named Jerry Spence, and I went to his trial lawyers college. And he used to always say, you have to look at the case from your opponent's shoes, not from your shoes, right? Everybody goes into a court and you're telling me everything that you've done, everything that's, you know, from your point of view. You can't do that. In my opinion, you know, 8 out of 10 times, if you do that, you're going to lose. So you have to address the situation from the social worker's point of view, from the judge's point of view. And I know you feel strongly about this, and, it's an emotional thing, and, but there are other people in this case. You're not the only party. So if you want to win, you're going to have to address those other parties' concerns. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that totally makes sense. It's just like, to me, it's just like, well, why can I not see my daughter now? Like,
right now,
I told her
that I'm not commenting on that. If you have court-ordered visitation, no matter what, you should be seeing your child. Maybe they want you to get a new monitor or something like that. But anyway, Elizabeth, I got to take a break right now. I want to thank you for calling, and I want to thank you for listening. Call us in a few weeks. Give us an update about what happened on your case, okay? This is Vince Davis with Cynthia Becker, and this is The Secret, How to Fight Child Protective Services and Win. We'll be right back with more calls and more questions.